named himself thusly because his favorite fictional character is none other than Roy McEvoy of the movie Tin Cup, played by Kevin Costner. So, yeah, Protoss and Kevin Costner are kind of, they're synonymous in my mind. So anyways, I am on faster. Okay, just making sure. Freaked out a little bit there. And I am going to show you a game today where, well, I get a lot of messages, and by a lot I mean like 3 this week. That's kind of a lot, about TVP and Void Ray openings that what's his name? White Raw made very popular, the Void Ray opening versus Terran. You know, how to beat it, what do you do when people do it, and I'm going to show you. And I don't know if I've ever broadcast a game of me losing. I should do that. The thing is, like, whenever I lose, I always feel like it's just some big... like, I never lose because of, like an overarching... I just had the wrong mindset, or I had the wrong idea. It's always because, like, I thought the Viking button was K, or something. And then, like, I just lose because I don't have any Vikings, or something like that, you know? I promise, if I lose a game, and it's a what I think is a really good game, I'll try to notice it. I'm sure I have had some and just forgot, but I will definitely try and... I'm trying not to be biased towards my own victories. And I just kind of gave away this game, but you know what? This is more of a this is more of an educational game than an entertaining one. So we're allowed to know the ending. So this is how I deal with Void Rays, and as you can see, no, not yet. Still on like 16 food. It's going to be not a gateway yet. But I put a barracks. I'm sorry, a supply depot on 10. A refinery on 13, a orbital command on 14, and then I make a marine, and then I make a second supply depot, and then on 16 I build a second refinery. That's the opening. So supply 10, racks 12, refinery 13, orbital command 14, refinery 16. So yeah, and just make marines. And so that's how it opens, and in the meantime, he's getting ready. He's one gassing it, so he's not going balls to the wall Void Ray, but he's definitely going to get some Void Rays. And yeah, this whole time I'm not stopping marine production out of this racks. Surprisingly good against the zealots if there's a wall between them. Also, so just don't unless you're doing a delayed Reaper Scout or something, don't rush to put an add-on on this factory. This barracks. And there you go. I put my factory down at 20. As well, it was really could have been a lot earlier, but I was spending money on Marines. But I think it's really essential to spend that money on Marines because, you know, that early push can be quite deceitful. So don't get in too much of a hurry to get that factory down unless you're rushing to something else. But for my general safe Terran play, this is how I like to do it: factory. And then, you know, just make Marines. Once I get 5 Marines, I'm going to go ahead and put a reactor on my barracks. And this is actually a really, really crucial building for this build. Because if he super rushed a Void Ray, it would be arriving right around when I got the 5th Marine. And it could hold it off. It stops good zealots with repair. It stops a little stalker push. And in the meantime, I'm getting the tech lab on the factory. Now, here's the key. This is my TVP build, for just the ultimate TVP build I use. Put a tech lab on the factory, lift it, build another tech lab, because this tech lab is just for this starport. And I can't reiterate enough how this is a good, safe, powerful opening against almost all Protoss builds. So I don't think I'm aware yet. Let's see if I'm aware yet. No, not aware that there's a gateway. I mean, a Stargate yet. Boy, I am just messing up the building names today. But he's going double Stargate. And no, this is not a Viking. This is a Raven. And the reason it's a Raven, and that's the whole reason for getting 2 Fridays so early, is to get this Raven out. Ravens can make a point defense drone in case he pushes with a lot of stalkers, like a 4-gate push, and it just works wonders. The other thing is, if he brings in with Void Rays, he has enough for 2 turrets. Well, he might start with just number 1, but he definitely gets enough for 2 pretty darn quick. And tanks. Gotta start getting tanks as fast as you can out of this factory, while continuing to fail at what I'm doing here. I should be pumping Marines constantly from here. I mean, I should have like almost double this amount of Marines by now, but I am a huge noob and whatnot. So at this point, I saw the Stargates, as you can see. I'm throwing down, yeah, I scanned, saw the Stargates, panicked, stopped making Marines. There they are, queued up 4 Marines, threw down an engineering bay. And this is how I react when I see the Void Rays incoming. I'm not going to commit to using this turret until I absolutely feel I positively, without doubt, need it. Right now I feel I have enough Marines to handle this, so I'm not going to waste this turret. But if stuff gets hairy, those turrets will be there. And it's, you know, it's handy. So he's going to try the harass. Obviously he's not too quick on the draw there. Could have taken out that SCV before the Marines arrived, but I think I throw down another turret here. Yeah, and the Marines are just going to keep these guys at bay. It's not going to, nothing's going to happen. Should be continuing to pump tanks, continuing to pump Marines, and I should be making a Banshee, but that's me playing ideally. Right now I'm trying to micro. And actually, yeah, I'm still spending my money pretty nicely. I actually needed that money for turrets, so that's why I didn't quite have the Banshee out. Obviously, the Banshee's not going to be good if the Void Rays find them, but the whole point is to go harass the worker line while the Void Rays are occupied elsewhere. Haven't done it yet, but yeah, Marines and tanks. And the tanks, basically the tanks are your investment for the win. The Marines are your investment for the not dying, and the tanks are the investment for the push. And also for defense in case he gives up on the Void Rays completely and opts to go mass gateway or something. I mean, these guys eat stalkers for lunch, and it's quite delicious and tasty. And yeah, there's my Banshee coming out. And by the way, how am I doing for the strategic analysis? You know, I'm not just some noob who makes chlamydia jokes. Alright, I know how to play. So I can help you guys out, you know. I just like to be a little entertaining, you know. And I love hairy biker men. So that's just me in a nutshell. And I'm food blocked. Command center going down. Tanks and Marines are surprisingly great at defending a early expansion. This obviously isn't early because it's 62 food, but just the Marines and the tanks with a couple bunkers, pretty solid, man. Tanks are just great guys. Like I totally want to like meet this dude down here in the portrait. Like look how he's rumbling over the. I've got to get to work. I hate my job, but he's got a cool leather jacket and. Yeah, I just want to be his friend. And actually, Roy McEvoy here makes a really wise decision that White Raw doesn't seem to have the grasp of. He stops the Void Ray crap. Like, okay, I've got it taken care of. Stop trying to force it down my throat. Here's a Banshee with 5 kills. Not bad, all probes. And look, he's going to pull the Void Rays back to take care of the Banshee. Good call. I am going to actually end up losing that, I think. But, yeah, like... the Void Rays aren't going to work anymore. It's a fact of life. So he stops. He stops making them. And I like that. He switches to gates. Now, obviously, that's more riskier for White Raw because switching techs at any point does leave you vulnerable to a timing attack. But you got to do what you got to do, man. In the evil, hellish Tristram Diablo Marines. Yeah, all the citizens of Tristram, this is their bloodline passed down to the far, far future of StarCraft. And I'm playing them. Awesome. Yeah, all these guys are related. It's pretty cool. So I get my expansion established, throwing down 2 turrets and a bunker, and a turret here. I think that's pretty solid perimeter. I obviously had the money stored up pretty nicely to take care of that. I just heard myself kill a Raven. Excuse me, an observer. I'm not going to rewind to see that because we all know what that looks like. But yeah, the Void Rays are going to try and come in and do some junk, and it's just not going to happen. So yeah, continuing the Marines, making a Viking just in case he's really starting to mass the Void Rays, because I'm not too sure at this point what he's building. I don't know that he has gateways galore yet. Getting a warp prism. Interesting. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with that. I don't think I remember. And yeah, just continuing tanks. And I haven't made a second factory yet, notice. I haven't made a second barracks, haven't made a second starboard. The 111 is just a sexy, sexy build. And it really, it's so versatile, and you can produce. There I am, finally getting another barracks down. I think I throw another factory down too, because at this point in the game, you want to get a Ghost Academy, and another factory and start doing Hellion drops. Hellion drops while you make ghosts, and then for the final push you'll have nice EMPs and point defense drones, and the whole time you're killing probes with Hellion drops, ideally. I think I opt against it this game, simply because of getting a lot of gateways here. Whew. It doesn't even have an expansion, so this is a big mistake here from Roy McEvoy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways, and he put the gateways down before he established a... I mean, you just can't build out of 8 gateways with just one base. Use that money to get the expansion more quickly, and then you can afford all those gateways, and you'll have lots of income. So here he comes with a Warp Prism with 4 Zealots. I don't even remember this. I must have just auto-killed it. Oh, the Viking's there. The Viking's on the job. Look at that. He's trying to work him in some stock. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah. Woo! Vikings. Let's watch that again. Because anytime miserable stalkers, like anytime the Protoss are unhappy, I'm happy. Urgh, there goes your 400, 500 minerals, buddy. Put the Zealots here. I'm sorry, I relish and stuff like that. I just love that I put that Viking there. I'm just so amazing. I'm just the coolest guy, the greatest player in the world. I'm ready to kill White Raw and win all the tournaments because I put that Viking there. So, yeah, stay tuned in the future for that. Speaking of me being absolutely awful, what's my APM? Average 50. Good job. 50. My frickin' APM is 50. Man. Anyways, really got to work on that. There's the ghost I was talking about. I think I already have one. No, that's my first ghost. Noob. Well, getting the ghost, making more tanks. And this is it, man. Marines, ghosts, tanks, Raven. Not a lot of Ravens, just Raven. Maybe 2 Ravens if you're feeling nutty. And I often feel nutty. Take that how you will. Here's another sign that I'm a pro gamer. 1,500 minerals in the pipe and 1,000 gas. I could build, a bunch of factories with that, but no. I'm just gonna sit on it, and produce out of my meager. I really should get another factory. Oh well. So yeah, even me screwing up, not being the most efficient, ideal. I mean, I'm using this build at like 75% of its maximum power. Like, it could be so much more potent in the hands of a really good player. And even me, I really think a lot of really good Protoss players would have a hard time with this, even with me playing it. There they go. God, I'm so great. I'm building the nuke, I think. Yeah, cool. Cool. Cool, we built a nuke, yeah. So, yeah. I'm sorry if I seem like I have downs. But I have downs, so what are you going to do? It's really hot in my room. I turned off the fan, that way you guys wouldn't hear it blowing in my mic, and now I'm really unhappy, so I hope you appreciate this. Let's check the old worker count. 38 to 40. I'm behind, even though he had an expansion way later, and I've always been pretty bad at that. The APM and the worker production, I think, could really catapult me from borderline platinum diamond, where I am now, to like an actual competitive, like a competitive guy. So I need to work on the APM, the mid-game scouting, and the worker count, and I will be. I think I'll have a lot of holes filled. That's just me musing on my own gameplay. The Vikings look cool with the skull on them. Just saying. And here's me floating this unprotected command center over here, right under these void raises faces. And yeah, he sees that right away, and I'm like, oh, jeez. Yeah, still transferring the workers, and that's gonna go down because and look, I even transferred these workers over here. I was so excited to start mining. I'm like, no, go to work anyways. No, that's cool. No, we'll pay you. You'll make overtime. It's fine. Oh, yeah. So, bad call on my part. But I'm like, you know what? Enough of me getting outplayed by 2 void rays. Time for me to push. Yeah. And he's taking his third over here. fully taken his third over here at the gold expansion.